Hi everyone, in today's video I'm just going to talk through a 10-point checklist of things you need on your website, and this is to make sure that your website is working for you with regards to conversions. A lot of people come to Green Umbrella because they're interested in looking at social media, but if you're having loads of social media and you're using those channels to drive stuff back to your website and then you're not getting conversions when you're there, then what's the point? Okay, so this is what we're going to look through today. I'm looking completely at your website from a marketing perspective, so I'm not really looking at it from a technical point of view, and I'm not really looking at it to make sure that it's pretty and that it looks good from a design point of view. All those things are important, but this 10-point checklist I'm going through today is something to make sure that it's working for you as a marketing tool, and in my opinion that's probably the most important. Okay, right, that all sounds good. Let's crack on and I'll show you how this works. Okay, so we're going to start off with number 1 and we're going to work our way through to number 10, and for each slide or for each action you're going to get a point or a half a point or perhaps no points at all, depending if you've got these things. So you need to have a little bit of paper ready, write 1 through to 10, and I'll tell you if you're going to score 1, half a point or no points at all. Okay, and then we'll see what your score is at the end. The first thing is, number 1 is calls to action. So as people land on your website, I'm looking for words, I'm looking for language, words like call us, click here, download, anything like that. If I show you our site, so you can see right at the beginning we've got words like call us, contact us, and I'm looking for things above the fold of the site, so in this first part of the website. If it's down below, it doesn't count. Okay, these are things that need to be above the site. Okay, so it draws people into the website. As you can see, we've got live chat. I'm recording this on a Sunday, so obviously we're not live at the moment, and we've got various different calls to action through our slider as well. So for Green Umbrella we get a big tick. For you guys, do you get a tick? I'll let you judge your own site on that. So number 1, calls to action, and we're looking for that language within the site. Number 2 is what we call where's the pain. So we use this really good phrase, and it's all about John Brown. So to sell John Brown what John Brown buys, you must see the world through John Brown's eyes. And this is really talking about your website through the eyes of your customer. So you get a point, half a point, if it's really obvious what you do. So as you land on the website, if you're a recruiter, is it obvious what sector you're in? Or is it obvious that you're a recruitment agency? Okay, or if you're selling properties, is it obvious what location you're in? Just have a look or ask somebody, is it obvious what I do? Obviously you can be a bit biased, you know what you do, so sometimes it's hard to decide that, but if you ask perhaps a stranger or something like that, they will tell you. So A, half a point, is it obvious what you do? And the second thing we're looking for is the language within your site. Okay, so have a look at your opening paragraph, or the words that are on your home page of your website, and have a look to see if you're using words like we, our, us, perhaps your company name. If you've got we were established in whatever, that's no points. Okay, if you're using customer focused language, so you're using words like you, your, that sort of thing, then you get a half a point for that. So half a point for is it obvious what you do, and half a point if you're using words like you and your. If you see on our site, okay, so I asked you the question but how did you land on our website, but I asked you the question, how did you get here? I'm imagining that you are probably wondering if you're using social media to its full potential for your business. Can you see the language is very much customer focused? So have a look at your site. If you're using words like we, our, us a lot, then you don't get that half a point. Okay, a lot of people tend to just get half a point on that because it's obvious what they do, but they tend to fail the we to you ratio test. So changing the language of the site is quite easy to do. That's number 2. Number 3, do you have a news or a blog system to your website? It's now really, really important to make sure that you're adding content to your website from an SEO point of view. And you should be adding at least 800 words on your website every 2 weeks. Okay, So you get half a point if you've actually got the facility on your website, but you get another half a point if you're adding content on a regular basis. If you're adding something once a week, you give yourself half a point, or sorry, once a month, then you're giving yourself half a point. Okay, so A, have you got the facility? Half a point. And B, do you change it or update it on a regular basis? Another half a point. Again, that gives you your full point on your news or a blog. If you haven't got the facility, ne point. Okay, so that's number 3. Do you have a news or a blog? If you did want regular content adding to your website, then that's one of the services that we offer. So we have quite a number of copywriters who work for Green Umbrella who will write for your content, unique content, so they're not copying it from anywhere. And we actually test it before we send it over to you as well. And then we will upload it to your website. We'll add a copyright-free image, and then we'll also distribute it to various different networks to make sure that you're making the most of that particular article. And we charge £95 a month for that. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Okay, on to number 4. So number 4 is data capture. So you're getting all these visitors to your website, so I'm making sure that you've got an area to capture data. Now I'm talking about data from a lead generation technique point of view. So I'm talking about getting that information from people who are not quite ready to commit yet. They're not quite ready to buy, but they actually are interested in, perhaps receiving updates from you, and that's something like that. If you've got something on your website that says, put your details here to add to our newsletter, don't add the word submit. Submit is a very negative word, and please don't add the word add to our newsletter or subscribe here to our for our updates. People just don't do that anymore. People are very sensitive. So the best way of getting information or getting that all important email address is to give something away in return for someone's email address. Okay, and obviously from a legal point of view, you need to give them the option to opt out. There's nothing more frustrating than continuously receiving emails and you don't have an option to opt out, and obviously it's a legal requirement as well. So do you have data capture process within your website? Okay, if you do, thumbs up, well done. Number 5. Number 5 is social sharing tools. Now this is not social links. So it's not these links up here where you can click and find you on Facebook and give you a like. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about social sharing tools. What do I mean by those? If I show you our blog, this is where we have them. There you go. Okay, so social sharing tools is these sort of sharing tools here on the left hand side where people can click a button and share this article or this video or this article with their audience. Okay, so I've got a webinar that's coming up here, but people can click a button and they can share it on Facebook or they can email it to a friend. Okay, that's just by a press of a button. So do you have social sharing tools? Try saying that if you've had a few, on your various different areas. So if you're a recruiter, you want to make sure you've got social sharing tools on your jobs. If you're an estate agent, you need social sharing tools on your properties. Or another place to have it is on your blogs or your products. If you've got products in a shop, you make sure you've got social sharing tools on there. And the best type of social sharing tools are ones that float. As you can see, as I'm moving down my article here, these social sharing tools stay there all the time, and they're called floating social sharing tools. Okay, one of the best plugins for social sharing tools is called Sumo Me, and that's a good one for WordPress, and that's actually what we use here. So it's called Sumo Me by WordPress. Okay, so do you have number 5 social sharing tools? Can people click a button and share your content with their audience? Okay, I say I've put social sharing tools on blogs, news, products, jobs, properties, etc. Okay, and these are not social media links, social sharing tools. So that's number 5. Number 6 is actually social media links. Okay, you would be surprised how many people have social media links on here, so people can click a button and share, and like you on Facebook or Twitter or LinkedIn or wherever. You'd be amazed how many accountants and solicitors actually only have Facebook and Twitter and not on LinkedIn, even though that's where their audience is hanging out. So, make sure you've got the proper social media links at the top. And the second thing you need to do is, I urge you now, pause this video, go onto your website and actually click through here. Make sure it opens up in a new tab so you've still got navigation back to your website, and make sure that every single of those links does go to the right place. Over a period of time you might have changed your URLs, or sometimes the web developers have put theirs in just because they didn't have your links at the very beginning, but they've forgotten to go back to actually change the links. So sometimes these links go to the web developers pages, so please check those out, and if they go to the right place and you've got the right social media links there, then all thumbs up, that's all good. Okay, so that's number 6. Number 7 is your website mobile friendly? Now really what we want to be doing is testing your website on the Google mobile getting test. Okay, the best way to find that is just hop on over to Google. So if I go to Google, and all you need to do is put into Google, is my website mobile friendly? See, I've already done it a few times. Put it into Google, and it's usually the first one that comes up, which is this, which is search.google.com/test/mobile friendly. Okay, and what you need to do is put your website address. So take your URL just of your website, copy that and paste it in here, and then run the test. Okay, I won't do this now because it does take a few minutes to do. But it should come up to say whether it's a pass or a fail. If it's a pass, great, you give yourself a point. If it's a fail, then unfortunately you don't. What they're looking for now is a proper mobile friendly test, a friendly mobile. So they don't want one of these websites that's shrunk down so it's so small that you can't read it. What they want is proper menu navigation, so they make sure that you've got what they call the hamburger navigation, or that it's really easy to navigate on mobile. Actually, this is nearly finishing, so I'll show you what my my website looks like when that's coming up any second now. I'll say that, and it's the last few minutes where it doesn't. The other way, actually, I'll show you what this looks like. You can make it small, and you can see there it changes to mobile. That's what they call the hamburger navigation. See if that's come up now. No, okay, for the sake of time, there you go. So ours is mobile friendly. So from a mobile site as well, the other thing you want to look at, is just to make sure it is mobile friendly. You've got your hamburger thing, but you've also got call us in the top, somewhere above the fold of this website, because people don't, on a mobile phone, they don't want to navigate a website by clicking with their thumbs. They literally just want to click call with their thumb straight away, so you can get the telephone number straight away. So make sure that is click to call, and I say as is passed. Okay, so that's that one. So talking of telephone numbers, that's actually number 8. So what I'm looking for now is a visible telephone number in 2 areas. So half a point if you have it on your main desktop website, and I'm not talking about people clicking here, contact us, to find your telephone number, or people having to scroll right down to the bottom to find your telephone number. You only get a point if it's on the header or somewhere above the fold of your website. Okay, it's a well-known fact, the more people have to click, the more it dilutes that conversion of people picking up the phone. So don't give them that opportunity. Make sure it's there in bold right at the top. Okay, so that's the first thing we'll look at. And then the second thing, we want to make sure you get a half a point if it's on the desktop, another half a point if it's on your mobile. Okay, so that's a full point there. Number 9 is testimonials. Okay, so I've broken this down. The one thing I hate is what we call wet lettuce testimonials. You know, when you get these testimonials that it's really obvious that people have either made them up or they just don't want to give away who's given them a testimonial. You're better off not putting it on your website at all. So if it just says, oh yeah, this is a fantastic company, had fantastic customer service from Fred in Cardiff, who on earth's Fred in Cardiff? We have no idea. So don't do that. Make sure that you've got proper testimonials. If you can get video testimonials, even better. And make sure that you're updating them on a regular basis. Let me show you our testimonials, the way that we do it. Okay, so the way that we do it is we take testimonials from various different places, and when this loads up, okay, we actually screenshot their LinkedIn profiles. Sometimes I get testimonials from LinkedIn. This is still loading. I think my internet's not brilliant here today. So we'll have the testimonials, and then I can click on there and that will link to Paul Hunt, Managing Director of Recruit 500. These are very genuine and you can't really argue with them. They are people who have actually written these testimonials. Even if it's on Twitter, that was a nice Twitter one that we had from Neil. A lot of ours we get from Facebook or wherever. Making them genuine. So have testimonials on your website that is genuine. Full tick in the box there. No wet lettuce testimonials, please. And the last one, number 10, is do you have a variety of media? The latest stats are something like 79% of website traffic is going to come from video by 2019. 79%. So if you're not embracing video now is the time to do it. I'm recording this in August 2017. LinkedIn have just jumped onto the bandwagon of actually uploading native video. I know it's late behind the game. And even Reddit in the last week have uploaded native video. Video is where it's at. If you're not embracing video now, and you really do need to do it. So have video on your website. So you have a full point if you have a variety of media. But really what I'm looking for is to make sure that you've got movement within your slide, within your site. Have you got a nice slider? Have you got, if your website is very, very text heavy, nil point, no points. You need nice images and nice videos and nice media within your site. So, please make the most of that. So that's number 10. I have a bonus for you as well, which is, not part of the 10-point checklist, but this is legal and important stuff. The first thing is, if you are a limited company, and I can imagine quite a lot of you are, then you need to make sure that you have a limited company registration number within your site. It's a legal requirement. We've got ours on our Contact Us page. If I just show you ours. Okay, so this bit, we've got registered, yes, your company registration number, and that's our registered address. You don't need your VAT number on there as a legal requirement, but it's quite handy to have. So your company registration number and your registered address. It might be within your terms of business, or it might be on your Contact Us page, or it might be within might say legal terms or something like that. But if you are a limited company and you haven't got those on your website, you can get fined for that. So please make sure that you have got that on there. The second thing is a cookie policy. You can either have a pop-up policy, or you can have a cookie policy within your privacy policy. That's what a lot of people tend to do. So these top two are actually legal requirements. A privacy policy is not a legal requirement at the moment. And obviously, in 2018, we've got GDPR coming in. So, I will do a video back on there as to what you need to do for your for GDPR. At the moment, we haven't actually got that signed off. So I'm not going to, do a video on that quite yet, but watch this space. Okay, so I would recommend having a privacy policy on there anyway, because people are a bit funny about what you're going to be doing with their, especially if you've got data capture on your website. People are funny nowadays, and it offers a bit more credibility to your site. So that was it. What was your score on your site? Okay, have you got some quick fixes where you can get your website up? Has it given you some ideas? If it has, I hope that's helped. And that's me signing out for another week, and I will see you next week. Take care, everyone. Bye bye. Ta-da.